Why men can and do typically let go of problems faster than women. Whatever the hot button issue of the week reveals, it is clear that women can and do remember negative experiences longer than men. This may include looking back on old feelings of stress, anger, anxiety, fault, or sadness. Well, men are far less likely to spend time thinking about the past and negative events and will choose to move on and quickly. So why can't men maybe be more like women and vice versa when it comes to this kind of situation? Well, while women may still want to talk about their most recent disagreements, he has probably forgotten about it, just moved on. Many women view arguments sometimes as something you can keep working on and tend to go revisit it, while men don't like extended conversations talking about the same thing over and over. It's just how men are wired. That's how we're wired. In a breakup, for example, women may become angered and awed by the ability of the former boyfriends to seemingly move on with life when the relationship ends. A man's sense of emotional expression may be very different, but the way he thinks and feels are not. As a culture, generally, a man's sense of emotional expression encourages him to recover quickly. Otherwise, he's considered unmanly. Well, social conditioning has created this conundrum. It doesn't mean that he doesn't care. He's just thinking about his next move and taking action for resolution and progress. It's not a bad thing. And overall, why I'm bringing this up is there will be arguments, there will be disagreements between the couple while living together. And ladies, just understand that men are very solution-oriented. They're very problem-solving minded. So if there's an argument, if there's something, for the most part, they don't want it to go on and on. What's more, men can be very destructive. They're strong. They're powerful. They can throw furniture out the window. Imagine a woman liking to discuss a disagreement for a very long time and let's talk about it and this and that, where a man says, no, you have no idea the energy that I've got inside me. If we keep talking about this and keep talking about this and keep talking about it, I'm going to pick up that refrigerator and I'm going to throw it out the window. Because no. So, as I've said earlier, in many of the audio programs of this book, Find the One for Me, I talk about coming to resolutions quickly, using logic to discuss problems, never going to bed angry. I've also discussed men should take a very low-tone, soft talking approach to when there's heated discussion. And even myself, in my past, I've experienced where, let's just say the female is excited and she's talking about whatever it is that's got her going crazy, and I mean to say that like maybe the world has her uptight and she's just, and maybe she's trying to bring that on me, or there's something going on. I tell you something, guys and gals, the greatest thing that we men can do in these heat of the moments, these arguments, these disagreements, is to just maintain that rock-like scenario. Remember, rocks make what kind of noise? They don't make any noise at all. Rocks are just quiet. Maintain your composure as hard as it is. And I'll give you an example where there was a moment in my life when someone was yelling at me. They were going through their own personal drunken tirade. And I had not drank anything that night except maybe one beer. With my body type, I burned through that in like 30 minutes. The point is this woman, someone I was not dating or involved with relationship-wise, but nevertheless, she went on this drunken tirade. And for like 10 minutes, just continued on yelling at me, just yelling and abusing me verbally, emotionally, talking about my friends. Because remember, women can't really fight with their hands. because men would just stop them and, I'm not going to put up with this. So women fight with their words. So this woman was continuing this nonstop train of verbal attacks on me. Pretty much unjustified, I might add. I did nothing to provoke or stoke this fire at all. It just came out of nowhere. And that's the thing with emotions and arguing and some fighting. These things just come out of nowhere. Again, it's like gray clouds. They come out of nowhere. I didn't see that coming. Talking about just my life and really just throwing daggers at my heart. That's what this woman was doing to me. And I went into, you could go either way. You could either lash back out, defend yourself. You can participate in their negativity, which I knew better. And I knew to do the other thing that I'm going to tell you that I did. So here come these daggers, verbal, emotional, coming at me. And you got alcohol fueling this too in the other person. It was like a home party and people were leaving, so it was only us left to talk. And something in this other person just snapped. This person to just do what she did and talk to me in the manner she did. Check this out. I let her go on her 10-minute tirade, talking about this, that, XYZ, making fun of and or complaining or belittling certain things and people and aspects in my life for 10 minutes straight. It was almost the worst, uncalled for, verbal lashing I have ever received in my life from someone that I did not deserve at all. And I decided, I saw the writing on the wall. I saw that this was going to go on for 5 or 10 minutes, And I just decided to stand there, take it like a man, to stand there and like a rock, be absolutely silent, let the words flow out of her mouth as I listened, keeping my eyes focused on the other person. I didn't want to show I was not interested or, distracted, or I wanted her to have all of that time with the proverbial microphone just to continue her, like I just called it a tirade. And it was under a drunken state of mind. When she had run out of oxygen from talking and yelling and this and that, and I was just taking it. Like I said, 5-10 minutes, it could seem like an hour. And when she was done, she said, "Whew, yeah, and that's my final word," or something, to infer that she's done. She's spoken her mind. Seemed like an hour, but it was like 10 minutes of just verbal lashing. And I said to her, my response, because the other party wants, well, it's your turn. What do you want to say? And my response was, is that all you have to say? Do you have anything else? No, I'm done. I've said what I wanted to say. Okay. I'd like to leave the room. Well, don't you want to defend yourself? Don't you want to? And I'm kind of putting words in her mouth, but you can imagine her thoughts. Don't you want to defend yourself? Don't you want to talk to me? Don't you want to yell at me? Don't you want to keep this fight going? I'm energetic. I'm in the ring. I want to keep going. No. I was a rock. And I said, if you said what you wanted to say, I stood here, didn't I? Yes. I stood here and listened. Quietly. Yes. All right. I don't have anything to say. I'll see you later. And I left. She was completely bewildered, frozen. Her assumed sparring partner wanted no part of the sparring. I'll always remember that instance, that event in my mind where I did the right thing. I was quiet. I listened. I let her just run all over me with her words. And when it was all said and done, I politely said, "Do you have anything left to say?" And she said no. And I said, "Great. I heard everything you said. I'm going to excuse myself." And I left the room, left the house, got in my car, drove away. Think about that for a moment. When she was done, she was heard. I gave her all that time. And then, because I gave her what she wanted, I made my decision as to what I was going to do, I'm entitled to be given what I want to do in this particular situation. Bottom line is, she needed to be diffused, settled down, and I wasn't going to contribute to that bonfire. The best thing to do was to leave and let her be alone with her thoughts. That is an example of being a rock and just listening. And to date, that woman, she feels so bad. 100%. And, we're still friends and this and that. But the point is she's the one bearing the brunt 100% of the guilt of her ill behavior. Whereas I was polite, I was quiet, my voice was low. And all I'm saying here is just be careful how you respond in arguments. Like I said, it takes seconds, minutes to hurt someone. You can never get that off your minds. You can never reformat, like a computer. You can't reformat your brain, your memory. You can reformat a computer disk drive, and it's free and clear and clean. You can't do that with the mind. So we've got to be careful. And guys, we have the power and the strength to be that rock and to prevent all arguments from happening. Let's do our best to do that every time something comes up. Okay? All right. High five on that one. And just a little side note. I know you don't know this about me, but in every relationship I've ever been in, for the most part, there was never any arguing, fighting. I don't like it. Like I said, gray clouds come around every now and then. Something's going to trip up. We're human beings. We're not robots. We have feelings. The point is, in one case, a woman I was dating, she said to me time and time again, Bart, I can never get you mad. I couldn't even see myself bringing myself to fighting with you because you just don't. It's not in your nature. I can't argue with you. I have to talk to you. And I said, that's right. Because arguing is talking, but with that kettle steaming on high. You know what I mean? We got to take that kettle off the stove. It's already ready. No, the point is, I've even asked, like when I was with friends and my girlfriend, let's say, was there, and I would ask her, do we argue? No. Oh, I never argue with Bart. So guys, it's in our ability to never argue. Use your mind before your mouth. That's really the secret. Use your mind way more than your mouth and your hands, And regarding the hands, keep them to yourself. Never raise your hands. If you feel like raising your hands, you drop to your knees and you say, honey, come here. Let's talk. I'm on my knees. Come on, baby. Tell me, what's on your mind? We're having a disagreement. Let's talk it out. And then grab her to the floor and you guys can roll around and have fun. And, get a room. Above all, and this goes for both men and women, just maintain your composure. Listen and triple listen. Because no matter which party does anything negatively, irrational, etc., those words, those physical actions, they are remembered for life. It takes seconds to hurt, and it is remembered for a lifetime. I'd rather be composed and just like a rock for a minute or 2 or 5 or 10 or 20 or an hour to avoid having that lifetime memory of craziness reaction verbally or physically. No. What pain would you rather feel? The pain of being in the moment and holding yourself and composured, or the pain of regret daily, weekly, monthly, annually, looking back 3 years? 3 years ago, I remember when somebody, male, female, hit, slapped, threw something, broke something. No. Which pain would you rather feel? I'd rather feel the pain of, oh my God, I really just want to, and that's where you go and pick up that little paper napkin on the kitchen counter. You know what? You make me so mad. I'm going to throw this paper napkin on the counter. That's right. I'm going to take this open door and I'm going to gently close it. Yeah. It's an amazing decision and show of quality character in you when you can show strength through restraint. You know what? I'm going to take this pillow and I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to lay it down on the couch. Yeah, I'm so mad. The point is, you're diffusing heated energy of negativity and frustration with humor. Humor. Bring humor in, as best you can to diffuse the energy that's negative. Let all that information out. I used to tell a lot of people, get it out of you. Dump it on me. Dump your BS on me. What's going on in your head? Talk to me. And then when it's all out, it's kind of like running a race and crossing that finish line, and you give that last breath. And then, of course, the race is over and you're catching your breath. But there's a relief when you can speak your mind. And men will be patient. We're going to be. To listen and resolve. And once that's resolved, we should probably put a little bow on it, a little period, and just say, okay, now, do we agree that this is the solution? Do we agree that this is how we're going to go forward? We're going to do this and that and this over here, and we've resolved this? True? All right, great. Now, since we've resolved this argument or this disagreement, now we need to do something positive to replace, erase what we just went through with something new. Just to out with the old, in with the new. Mindset, attitude, thoughts, something good, something that makes us feel good. Like, let's go out to dinner, or something. Or I'll be right back. Oh, where are you going? I just got to go do something for you. Why don't you get all into something comfortable and I'll be right back. And I'm just talking out loud here. You just finished discussing what was maybe between you two. And then the guy slips out to the grocery store, like fast, buys some flowers and some ice cream. For example, we're going to cool off that heated moment with some ice cream. Comes back home and says, honey, I am really glad that we were able to talk things through, even though they got kind of heated there for a moment. Whoa. But we're human beings. Sometimes energies, spirits, negative, positive, they just get in us. But I'm really proud of how we handled this argument. And I'm really proud of you for also coming to the table and saying, yeah, let's work on this and let's not argue about it anymore. And that's the rule going into the relationship, that whenever there's an argument, we speak our minds, we put all cards on the table, everything is transparent, and we try to, that last breath, trying to get out that last word out of our brain so that we have all the cards on the table. And then once we look at the cards, we go, oh, well, we don't need those, and those aren't any good. Oh, what about this one? That's good. All right, we'll keep that. Well, this will help us. Good. Resolved. Excellent. So the guy comes back with those flowers and says, I'm just really proud of you, and I love you. I love how we always come together, always talk. I'm glad we have nothing to hide. I'm glad that I can lean on you, you can lean on me. I'm glad you listened to me and you didn't interrupt me. I like and love to always listen to you and hear your side of things. And well, I just wanted to put a smile on your face. These flowers are for you. And well, if you want to jump all over me and thank me and just, show me your love and affection, fine. Have it your way. Go ahead. Jump me now. So, ladies, men typically let go of problems faster because they've got to jump to something new. It's their nature. And think about their nature outside the house. They're at work. What work do they do? Fire, police, engineering, sales, stocks, trading. Their problem-solving skills must be quick and fast. They handle, and you've got to be with me on this, men handle the most dangerous aspects of our lives. Every time I see a multi-car crash pile up on the highway because it was snowing or ice or fog, there are dozens, multiple groups of men with the jaws of life, or the tow trucks, or there's flooding, or there's earthquakes and buildings fall, and there's just cement crushing people. And there they are, men trying to dig people out. It's like life and death. And I think that's where men have a strong talent. They are operating in that life and death modality, and they don't even know that they are, or they have it and they know it. But ladies, just respect that and understand men operate like that. So, and the other benefit of getting over arguments quicker is that you can get back to having fun. Yeah. And I also want to say that women too also know how and deal with life and death matters, sickly matters, people who are in need. They have a very unique skill and application as well, because women have the nurturing capability, the nurturing skill. And that's sort of I will tend to you a long time. Nurturing is helping you until you are able to get up. Nurturing. Like, think of babies, like tend to the baby until the baby can walk. Men are like, okay, I held this thing. Can you take it back? A quick note on that. Why don't men like holding babies? Do you know why? That's a good reason too. Men love to hold their baby, and yes, this is my baby. I love to hold it. But men shy away from holding a baby for two reasons. One, they are so strong. A man could take a little baby and break its neck like in seconds or something. Men are also very clumsy in the sense that, hey, if we hold something, we drop it. Oh, I'll just pick it up. You don't do that with a baby. We also don't have the experience of holding babies often enough to get the experience that we have to be kind and gentle. That's where women are great at holding babies. Women have that nurturing patience. And so men and women are different, and they each have these complementary skills. And wouldn't it be kind of bland and boring? And if we all were the same, that wouldn't work. Imagine if everybody had the same hair color, the same eye color, the same height, the same... No. Everyone is uniquely different. I'm astonished every day when I look at people, crowds and going out in public. Everybody has the same features. Eyes in the front, ears on the side, arms on the side. They walk forward. I've never seen anybody walk backwards. The point is, we have so much in common. And yet, every single person has a unique makeup of their look, shape, size, voice, teeth, dental structure. Everyone. So, again, just to close out this little situation, ladies, when you move in with your man and there's arguments and there's disagreements, understand that he's going to try to be quick to resolve after listening. Listening to you, listening to what's on your mind, wholeheartedly, get it all out, and then, okay, let's work on this. Let's resolve this. Let's agree that we fixed our problem, and let's move on. Because there's fun times to get to. There's good times to get to. There's sleep to get to. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're hungry. So that's all. And guys, we too want to understand how women process arguing and discussions of, negativity and disagreement. And I'll just close out with this analogy. The rock, the cliffs at the beach, and the waves. And when I speak of waves, think of a woman dancing on a floor with a man. And between the two, which one are we really looking at? We're kind of looking at the woman because she's got this dress on that's just flowing everywhere. The dress, it's beautiful and artistic and it's just flowing. We're looking at her. But while she dances wild and crazy and legs in the air and flipping and circling, who is keeping her safe and from falling down on the floor and hurting herself? The man. Ice skating, partners. Figure skating, same thing. The man holds her up. If he were to let her go, oh, ouch, oh, bang on that ice. Oh, geez, that would hurt. Men hold carry, protect women from pain. And we do it quickly. I lifted you up. You enjoyed it. I got to bring you down. Okay, back on the ice. Same thing. I'm twirling. I'm this and that. And oh my God, I'm getting tired here, but it's okay. You look great. Men make women look great. And then the waves. If the cliffs weren't there, if the geological structure of the beach wasn't there to block or control the waves look great when they're 3 feet, 6 feet. When waves get to be like 10 feet, you go out in that water when those waves are 10 feet and try to bodyboard or surf. I've been out there. Those waves are something else. And then just picture North Shore in Hawaii, where those waves are like 30 feet high. Like, oh my God, you need an elevator to get to the top. Beautiful to look at. Exciting to ride, but ultimately can be dangerous. And what is it? I read somewhere somebody was surfing some 100-foot wave in Australia or something, and they died. Yeah, beauty can kill. I don't really mean that, but you know what I'm talking about. Beauty of the wave. Anyhow, the point is, guys, we always want to let our gal express herself, be as expressive as she can, show off these kinds of dance moves and the waves and the splashes and all that stuff that goes along with waves. But then at the same time, ladies, understand, men, we're going to keep an element of your existence. I don't want to say in a box, but I do want to say in a protective zone. Because when you dance and do those moves, you've got to stay close to your man so he can protect you, hold you, guide you, lead you through the dance. Just like the ice skating, figure skating, the pair skating, And the waves, if they're not close to the rocks, the waves will be uncontrolled and bam. So each member of the union, the male, the female, they've got great talents for working together. Listen, speak in low tones, be patient, understand that there is a solution to all problems. We just got to be patient. It might take 2 hours, might take 24 hours, might take a week, 2 weeks, 30 days. We don't know. Problems come and they will go. And ladies, understand that men typically let go of problems faster than women because they have a lot on their mind and they want to do good things for you, nice things. So let's not dwell on the negative. Let's get through it, over it, past it, and on to the positive and having fun in the relationship. That's why we're together, right? You bet.